everyone, and welcome to Peak Health with Dr. Gupta. This show is for those who want to optimize their health, maximize their genetic potential, and have some fun along the way. If you like our show and want to learn more, please visit our website at peakwellnesshealth.com, which is linked in the show notes below. Here you can gain access to a 10-day body reset module, which teaches you about diet, sleep, meditation, exercise, and guides you on how to drop your blood sugars, your blood pressure, your body fat, improve all your biomarkers, all in just 10 days. Also, a body optimization module is included on the website, which teaches you how to lose fat and build muscle. Finally, there's a link on how to get one-on-one consulting with me. Today, I'm going to talk to you about a topic that everyone is familiar with, which is mental stress. In fact, we're going to focus on acute mental stress. Stress not only exacerbates every chronic disease we have, it can also physically cause your own brain to shrink. It could lead to Alzheimer's. It could interfere with your blood-brain barrier. It could cause leaky gut. It could cause cardiovascular disease and so many more issues and symptoms. It is so important that we keep stress in check. So today, I'm going to teach you a technique, which is what I believe is nature's Xanax. And I'll start by sharing a couple stories with you. The first is I was traveling with a friend, and she would get stressed out not infrequently. And every time she would get stressed out, she would ask, hey, can I get a Xanax? Or where can I find a Xanax? Or let me pop one. And that's not an uncommon question or request that people have. They want the one pill solution, and that's all they can think of that will help with their stress. And she had some chronic stress issues. She had some PTSD and trauma in the past, and she was dealing with a lot of various issues. Another friend of mine had some relationship issues, some marital issues, and every time she would interact with her husband, she would have a flare up. And she asked me if there's any way she can control those issues. She said, I feel like I need a pill. I need a Xanax prior to getting in a conversation with him. Can we all sort of experience some of these issues? She says, I need something like this to keep me going. So how can someone get the same effect as a benzodiazepine, an unnatural substance, and how can that help them calm down? Well, there is a natural way to do this. But first, we have to think about, what does Xanax do? Well, Xanax is a benzodiazepine. And benzodiazepines are medications that further GABA. GABA is the main inhibitory neurotransmitter in our body. And GABA is produced naturally. But that's the one that stops this excitatory response, really calms you down, stops these stressful feelings. Alcohol also increases your GABA neurotransmitter. So benzodiazepines and alcohol work in the same mechanism. That's why when people have a drink, they feel more calm. Now, the question is, what happens with stress and why do people get stress? Let's just kind of break it down, and then we'll talk about what to do so you can have a natural GABAergic response in your body. So first, you have a stressful thought, something stressful happens to you, which creates this. And that stressful thought goes into your limbic system. And your limbic system is the system that controls your behavior and emotional response. After that, your HPA axis, which is your hypothalamal pituitary axis, is activated. And that is the axis that creates the cortisol secretion that I'm sure many of you have heard about. Also, the central autonomic pathway is activated, and that's the fight or flight response, the sympathetic and parasympathetic response. So both of these pathways are activated when you have a stressful thought, and that's what creates that stressful response. Well, how does the body naturally slow down this response? Well, there's several ways to do it, and it's mediated through GABA, but one of them is just having calming thoughts. And you can do this, you can rationalize this, and that kind of rationalization comes from your prefrontal cortex, of that part of your brain. But you can say, hey, this is not a stressful thing. I shouldn't be worried about that. Maybe take some deep breath, maybe go out, exercise, change your thought process. There are ways that you can control this stressful thought, and do it in a rational, objective way. There's also other ways that you can control this through your vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is one of the main nerves or mechanisms in your body that activates the parasympathetic response, which is the calm and digest response. And it's the opposite of the fight or flight response. And so this is a very ancient pathway that can be activated And one of the ways to activate this, and again, create that GABA response in your body that's similar to the benzodiazepines, is breathing, is just deep breathing. And it's almost like a body hack. And you can think about it this way as well. Think about us as animals thousands of years ago, hunter-gatherers. And if you're running away from a tiger or some other beast and trying to get away, are you going to be taking deep breaths? No, you're going to be breathing shallow, be breathing hard, and be completely active. You're not going to sit down, calm down, take deep breaths. So when you start doing that, your body automatically adjusts and thinks. You kind of trick your body into thinking, hey, this is actually not a dangerous situation. This is a situation where I can just relax and rest and digest. So how do you breathe to activate the vagus nerve? One of the best ways to do it is what we call a 2x breath. And what that means is you breathe for example, 4 seconds, and then you let go for 8 seconds. So you breathe for 3, 4, 5 seconds, release for 6, 8, 10 seconds, right? So that's a 2x breath. And you can start by taking more shallow breaths. If you're kind of anxious or on edge, start with the, maybe 2 seconds, then 2 seconds, and then release in 4 seconds. And then slowly increase till you get to 5 seconds in, 10 seconds out. And then even go longer if you can. And what this is doing is really activating your vagus nerve. It's a body hack, and it stimulates the GABA production, and it calms you down. And it's a similar mechanism as a Xanax. And a trick to this, and this is sort of another hack on top of the 2x breath, is you take a deep breath, say 5 seconds, and then you take another breath, like a quick breath on top of that. And actually, you don't go through your mouth, you go through your nose. So deep breath, and then another quick breath like that. So that's called a double breath. And what that double breath does, again, it activates your vagus nerve, which creates that calming response. So that is the trick or the body hack. And that has a similar effect as a benzodiazepine like Xanax. And that's something that has no side effects and you can do anytime. And if you train yourself to do this, now this is not something, like a Xanax, it'll take effect like that. And people get addicted to that effect. This may not have such a quick effect, but as you do it more and more and just have this deep breath, and you don't even have to think necessarily about anything aside from your breath. Just focus on taking that breath. When you do that in these stressful situations, you will in fact feel a lot calmer. And then once you're in a calmer state of mind, you shift your state from anxiety to calmness. You can make a rational decision. And so if you have, a situation where you feel panicked, you want a Xanax, you do this, and then you make a decision. Hey, do I really need this medication or not? Or if you are in a fight with your spouse and you're going to react, instead of reacting, try this. Take that 2x breath, take that double breath, try it and think about your breath and then respond. And you'll find that it will work wonders for you. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. And if you did, please make sure to hit the subscribe and the like button and leave a comment about what you'd like to see on our future episodes. Just a reminder that this podcast is for educational purposes only. It does not substitute for professional care, nor does it constitute medical or other professional advice or services. If you're looking for medical care, please seek a qualified doctor or medical professional. For more information, or if you'd like to check out our programs, please visit our website, peakwellnesshealth.com. That's peakwellnesshealth.com.